Hey guys, it's George with Diamondyard Sportscards coming at you here with another video. It's been a little while, but I've just been picking up some stuff and took a little time off to watch everybody's awesome videos from the National. All kinds of tubers with all kinds of ages, all kinds of interests. And I really enjoyed looking at that, getting a flavor for the National. I've never been to a National and would love to go. It's just it seems like a very daunting, but yet wonderful time. You have everybody, these YouTubers from the community, and that's really what I like to watch the most was everybody's interaction, talking about how they met up with each other. I've talked to a few guys about it and gotten their perspective. And so anyone who was making content during the National, thank you so much from all of us. I specifically really enjoyed it. So guys, I got some pickups here, and they're mostly, I've been focusing on 80s and 70s pickups. A lot of cards, I think. Some of them I bought, these are not really doubles, many doubles, but I just think they're kind of undervalued. I always have. What used to be easy to get, a 70s card in a 9, well, now that price has gone through the roof, and now an 8 goes for what the 9 used to. And same thing with the 80s cards. These Gem Mint 10s are not readily available, or if they are, they're expensive. When a couple years ago, you could pick them up for next to nothing. But anyway, I just enjoy these cards so much. They are some of my favorite players when I was growing up, and I have 150's card as well. So here we go. First card, guys, is, let me get my camera right. It's not even a card. Shout out to Picker Jim S. I know he loves these coins, and I do too. Reggie Jackson Slurpee coin. These Slurpee coins were out, I believe, from maybe it was 83 to 80. Well, they had it periodically on and off, but found this Reggie for almost nothing. And it was a Probsteiner auction. Beautiful. This is is this Midwestern Central region. And I lived in the West, so the backs of ours were not this color. They were green, sometimes orange. So that's a Reggie, Mr. October on the Angels. Another 80s card here. This is about as 80s as you get. The black border of 85 Donruss is very, very tough, as many of you know. But you gotta love Michael Jack there with the feathered hair. That if there was a 1985 haircut, Mike Schmidt had it down, and of course he had the mustache, looking like Tom Selleck, but still winning 3 MVPs and becoming well on his way at this point, being the greatest third baseman in the game. Next card, there were 2 issues of Pete Rose in '85. He broke the hit record, as you guys know, Ty Cobb's hit record, but the Donruss issue had him on the Expos as well. But this Reds issue has his actual statistics. It's not a write-up. So this is more like the actual card. And these cards, I got these 2 from the same dealer. This guy was awesome. He said, and they were reasonable, like $35 for 10s of 85 Donruss. And he just said, hey, you bought 2 of them. I'm going to give you free shipping. So there's a lot of love going on. There's good and bad in the eBay community, and I'll explain. You guys can see that with how much cards have gone up, and then the speculating. And anyway, this seller had a bunch of autograph cards, and this autograph was outstanding. I texted Mike, Baseball Collector. I said, was this a good deal on this? He said, hell yeah. And I got this Gwynn, and man, that autograph, I think it's a Gem Mint 10 autograph on one of my favorite Tony Gwynn cards. I love early Tony Gwynn cards. Obviously the rookies, the 84s, the 85s. Those are my favorite Gwynn issues, typically. So I thought this was just such a sharp autograph. There's no bleed. It stays, it's on. It doesn't run off the card. So I was really excited to pick up this Anthony Keith Gwynn auto. Going along the 80s, going down. We're going down in time. This is a beautiful Tom Seaver. 82 Donruss, another set that is tough to get. I opened packs back in the day of 82 Donruss, a lot of them, and there are just all kinds of problems with these cards. They didn't come out of the pack looking good at all, and you'd be surprised if you got yourself a nice one. They used to have these, I guess they had a machine that would put collate the cards before they're in the packs, or collate the packs, and they always had these on each side here and here, and here they would have, I mean, sometimes at the bottom they'd be symmetrical, and these two little prongs would dent the cards in, and you could see it on the packs. Like if you have packs of 82 Donruss and you see on the sides of the pack, unopened packs, you see on the sides these indentions, you know that the cards are probably damaged. Anyway, George Thomas Seaver, one of the greats of all time. Along with that, one of the guys I think should be considered for the Hall of Fame just for his impact on the game is Mr. Fernando Valenzuela. And his rookie card has gone bananas. Even the Fleer has gone crazy lately. But 82 is a good issue of his as well. Second year Fernando, Fleer, Donruss, and Topps. This card you could be had, not too long ago for almost nothing, 15 bucks. Well, now it's not the case anymore, but I was really happy to add this Fernando to the 82 Donruss collection. You can see there the fantastic year he had in 1981, the strike shortened season. The Vintage Composer did a great video about, shout out to Vintage Composer, about the 81 strike shortened season, and I remember it well. Fernando was rolling, and then the strike happened. But beautiful, beautiful Fernando. Whoa, look at that, dominoes. Well, I feel terrible. So next card, we're going to go in the 80s and the 70s, and we'll just pick these guys up as we go along. Oh, man, I feel like such a dork. Next card is Pete Rose, 1980 Topps Pete Rose. Figured it was a good time to pick this Rose up, and it was a pretty good deal. Nicely centered. I mean, it's a 9, but you can get 9s that are off sometimes. It's strange, Sometimes you're thinking, man, that looks more like a 7. Anyway, picked up this 80 Topps Pete Rose. Got the shambles of the cards in the background. Looks like my teenage son's room. Reggie, 79 Reggie. Just vintage Reggie here with the sunglasses. Reggie just being Reggie. Manny before, you say Manny being Manny. Well, I think Reggie being Reggie was probably the first guy to kind of, I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and I'm going to be successful, and there's nothing you can do about it. And that's Reggie, former Sun Devil, Arizona State Sun Devil. 79, I figured it was a good time to pick that up. eBay sellers, this was an interesting one. It's a beautiful Thurman Munson in a PSA 8. Now, it's not perfect. It's got a little dimple here, which probably makes it a lower than, and some edge problems. But I've always loved this card in a 77 set, an all-star at the bottom. This guy who sold it to me, it was on an auction at an odd time, and he had a few feedbacks, and I got it for a pretty good deal. And literally within a minute after I bought it, the guy emails me, "Oh, that's just great. I paid, I think maybe I got this card for 50 bucks. He says, I paid 125 for it in March. That's just great." So I don't know why I got the hate on it, but I just didn't respond and paid for the card, and he sent it out and everything. But you can see that this just the flippers, the people that are angry with the hobby, they shouldn't be, it's just part of it. You should collect what you love, and that's what's most important. John Mangini did a great video about this not too long ago. Some people getting out of the hobby, some people, being, tentative about the hobby. Collect what you love. Don't let people tell you how to collect. I love to collect 1970s cards. And here's another here's a Michael Jack, another one. This card's beautiful. I couldn't believe the color on it. But just like the 76's, Don's Field of Dreams, Don knows about this. They just have kind of a print mark. There's a little sprinkle of black print marks kind of here, which prevent this Schmidt from getting a higher grade. But I thought the centering was fantastic, and the colors, it's not the greatest pose of Schmidt, but the colors on this thing, the pink and the yellow, if you get a good copy, they really pop, and I feel like this one does quite a bit. So next one was a nice pickup for me. I got this. I had an 8 of this card, but I was able to upgrade on an auction on a Saturday afternoon, and I sometimes I believe with 8.5s and 7.5s that people aren't paying attention to them as much as maybe they should. I know Cards and Comics does a lot of stuff with this, talks about this, but this is a beautiful 8.5 76 Ryan. Didn't break the bank. I was shocked what it went for, somewhere in the neighborhood of 160-ish. I was prepared to go higher. It's an 8.5. There aren't a whole lot of cards higher than this. And it's a beautiful card of the Strikeout King. So anytime you can add a Nolan Ryan to your collection, you need to strongly consider it because of his place in baseball history. Next card was a Buy It Now. And looking for 8.5s, there's a 75 Carlton. Steve Carlton needs to get more hobby love. I had done a video about great left-handers a while ago, and I said he had 3 Cy Youngs, and Ray from Philly pointed out, no, he had 4, which he did, and Ray was right. And so, I mean, just look at that. Look at that 75 card. I mean, Lefty's winding up, and he's got the stash going, and he's got kind of the frilly hair. And, he's going to roll out and he's going to give you like a 2.8 ERA and 20 wins because that's what he does. One of the great left-handed pitchers of all time, Mr. Steve Carlton. So real happy to pick that one up too. This 75 set, I watched a 75 Mike Schmidt recently in an 8.5 go for over $425. There's some significant movement on some of these cards, especially in the mid to early 70s, 77, 76, 75. Another card I reached out to Mike Baseball Collector about was I saw this one online, and one of my favorite players, probably my favorite player of all time, one of my top 5. And I said, Mike, is this a good deal on this card? And he says, yes. Again, hell yeah. Beautiful Rod Carew signature, older Carew signature. And just on the 73 card, just vintage Carew here. He would win, I don't know how many batting titles in a row, but 7 overall. I believe he'd win the batting title 4 consecutive years. One of the rare achievements in baseball history. I think Cobb did that. Cobb did it more times than that. But Rodney Klein, I thought the card was pretty well centered, and to get on-card autos of Hall of Famers from older issues, I was just super happy with this Carew autograph. Thanks for sticking with me, guys. I appreciate it. Last card. It was a card I got for what I thought was a pretty good deal as well. I added 2 Koufax rookies earlier this year, and I needed to add the 56. I didn't have a copy, and this one came up, and I was stoked to get this one. It was a 56. This is a card I probably should have bought a long time ago, but I was looking for a nice copy and a reasonable price, and the prices, kept going up and up and up. And so came across this one, which I was really happy with. The centering was nice. The seller was a great guy and, got it out to me real quick. It's the rarer gray back version. There's the gray and the white back. It depends on which card it is, but the gray back is more rare for the Jackie and for the Koufax. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Keep collecting, take care of yourself, and be kind to each other.